Hello, my name is Ayatollah Hakim, and I am a master's student at the National College of Ireland. My data warehouse project is on the comparative analysis of education expenditure as a tool for economic growth. I have used data from four sources, and my first data source is Statista, where I've obtained data on the educational index for selected countries. My second data source is the IMF, where I've obtained data on the inflation rates of selected countries. My third data source is the World Bank, from where I've obtained data on the unemployment rates of selected countries. And my final data source, which is the unstructured data, is coming from Wikipedia, and where I've obtained data on the expenditure on education as a percentage of GDP. Now, moving on to the exercise workflow, I've automated the loading of the clean data from R into the database. Hence, I only have two sequence containers here, one containing the truncating task and the other one containing the dimensions and the fact table. Each of the tables needed to be truncated in order to allow for multiple iterations, and the other sequence container contains the four dimensions, each representing the data sources and the fact table. Now I will run the process. The process has run successfully. Now we will now proceed to deploy the cube. Yeah. For this project, the cube structure is the star schema, and this contains my four dimensions and the fact table. Now we'll process the cube. Here is the cube. Yes. The cube has been deployed successfully. With this done, we can now proceed to run queries from the cube, and this will be done using Tableau. In Tableau, my first query is to see if high expenditure on education results to lower unemployment rates in the country. To answer this question, I have compared the two factors, that is, the expenditure on education and the unemployment rates. And as seen in the diagram above, countries like Benin have high expenditure on education and low unemployment rates, whereas countries like Barbados spend lesser on education and thus they have high unemployment rates. With this, I can say that countries can tackle unemployment by spending more on education. My second query is to examine the relationship between high expenditure on education and inflation rates in the country. For these, I have compared the two factors for various countries, and as seen in the chart above, there is an implied relationship between expenditure and inflation. This is because inflation depends on multiple factors. Countries with high expenditure have lower inflation rates, hence it can be implied that countries who invest more on education can have lower inflation rates. And for my final query, it is to see if human capital affects unemployment. And to answer this, I have compared the Human Capital Development Index and the unemployment rates for countries. And I've seen there is an implied relationship as well between the Human Capital Index and the unemployment across the countries. Unemployment is influenced by various other factors and hence cannot be solely dependent on the Human Capital Index of the country. Thank you.